Life is not always easy. At least it's not for me. So what we did over here at TorgyTalk is we teamed up with Find the Good. They're a great clothing brand with a great mission. Their mission is to help you find the good in any part of your life, whether you're having a bad day, a good day, it's a rainy day, it's a sunny day. It doesn't matter. They're going to do whatever they can to help you put a smile on your face. Every portion of every order actually gets donated to Mental Health America, which I think is fantastic. Do yourself a favor, go online to www.findthegoodbrand.com and use the promo code TorgyTalk10. It's TorgyTalk10. That's going to save you 10% on your order. Once again, www.findthegoodbrand.com and enter the promo code TorgyTalk10. Yeah. All right, welcome back to Torgy Talk, everybody. I'm your host, John Torgerson. Well, John Torgy now, that's what I go by. And then co-host Jack Man Johnson.
I just go by the man now.
Oh, the man? Yeah. All right, cool. And today our guest is none other than Danny Hamel. How you doing, dude?
I go by Danny Hamel.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. I know we've this has been in the works for what I asked you about like 2 months ago, something like that.
Yeah, it was really far out. I was like, damn, he is booked up.
Yeah, we're still booked all the way through June. I kind of like people keep asking me, and I'm like, I'll get back to you in like a month because it's like summer's coming up, and I don't want to like I don't know because like Sundays work the best for comics mostly. Sunday at like noonish, so that's usually what we do. But like I don't want to. It's just so weird to book somebody out fucking 3 months in advance.
And then hit them up 3 weeks.
For you.
Yeah, like, from that thing. Like, hey, you still remember?
Yeah, for sure.
Fucking A. I'm surprised that like comedians are that reliable too, to be like, yeah, I'll stick to that date. Have you had any dropouts yet?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've had some dropouts. Had people show up 3.5 hours late, Megan Loftus.
One person.
Other than that, though...
You're like, do you still want to do this?
Dude, it was like, I don't know, like, I got 2 kids, so kind of like, she's got to keep them up. Well, Chloe's my daughter's sleeping right now, so usually she takes the kids and goes to my in-laws' house. So usually it's just, I got 2 hours, so it's like when somebody's 3 hours late, it's like, dude, you fucked up my whole day. So, but it's all good though. Yeah, most comedians are, really, I honestly didn't feel like when I first started asking people, because everybody, I live fucking up here. Most people live in Chicago. So it's like, I was just, nobody's going to come up here, no fucking way. And then I started asking people and they're like, oh, fuck yeah. I'm like, okay, sure. So
despite their lack of reliability, I feel like comedians are still desperate for any amount of attention they can get.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, how long have you been doing comedy?
Consistently, 3.5 years, although my first time ever was my junior year in high school.
Oh, shit.
I did the variety show, which is basically like the talent show.
Yeah.
So it was like a packed out auditorium, all my peers,
Do they laugh?
Oh, yeah, dude. I fucking killed it. And they gave me 10 minutes, which is
hell.
crazy.
That's wow.
For my first time ever on stage. And then...
Were you nervous?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've still, to this day, I get nervous before I go on stage.
It just means you're alive. If you're not feeling nervous, you're dead inside.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling myself anyway. Like, I always tell me, like, oh, no, I'm just really excited. I'm just really excited. That's what's going on. But no, it's anxiety for sure.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I still to this day, I get pretty... When I first started, dude, I tell everybody, my watch would go off and be like, dude, your heart rate's at like 150. You're dying. I'm like, no, I'm just trying to do some jokes, man. I remember one time, man, I literally went into the bathroom at the Red Room and puked like my first like 4 or 5 times because I was just so nervous. Yeah.
Wow.
And I ended up doing good, but it's like,
I
feel
after
like
you puke.
Yeah. But I feel like, I feel like it wouldn't be the same without the nerves,
That's true.
I feel like that's part of it. I mean, especially when you can rise to the occasion and fight the nerves.
Exactly. Like when you are actually able to have the confidence, it means that you're like putting in the work.
Yeah, definitely. So you did 10 minutes for your talent show.
Right.
And then
after that, it was senior year. I did the same thing.
Hell yeah.
Same set.
New material?
Yeah, new material. So the first time I did 10 minutes on airplanes, which... I know
10 full minutes on airplanes that's impressive. That's hard to do.
It's cliche, but I was thinking if I can make them laugh with airplanes, that means I got something because everyone's already done that,
Right.
And I think I went to the audition like I have 20 minutes of material. You think I'm going to cut 10 minutes of material for you. I was so delusional. But yeah, so they were like, you have to do 10 minutes. So I was like, all right, I got to scrap the 20-minute bit and just fucking do something different. So I drew an airplane and I was like, I'm going to give these people a tour of an airplane my way, you know? And so yeah, I just kind of described like each little part of the airplane and it worked for me. And so I used my senior year, I used the same formula where I did a tour of a bowling alley.
All right. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it worked out.
Do you by chance use any of that stuff to this day or no?
No, I've
nothing.
not reused any of that. I mean, I people always ask me that, and I'm like, maybe I should. It worked then, you know.
Yeah, why not? Bring it back, right?
Yeah.
But that's cool though. That 10 minutes on one single topic is just very difficult in general.
Yeah.
And to do it your junior year of high school is pretty wild.
Well, I was also doing speech team all 4 years of high school. I did
Okay.
impromptu and original comedy, and so I was used to like writing speeches. So that was kind of yeah. And
Okay.
I since like middle school, I remember in middle school, like 8th grade to freshman year, I wrote this rant about school, you know,
Yeah.
and like how, oh man, I'm in 8th grade and now I'm going to be freshman year. I worked my way up to be head honcho in a middle school, like a fucking idiot. And now I got to start at the bottom again. And it was a very long rant, but I wrote that and I remember thinking like, this is funny in some parts, you know, but
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I think I could do this. This is
Well,
fun.
I mean, just yeah, the you know, to be able to just get up there and just do it as a junior, you know, packed auditorium, like what, 200 plus people, like fucking
Yeah,
of all your peers too. That's different.
yeah.
You know, it's different doing it in front of a bunch of strangers, but all your friends, it's like, oh,
Right.
Was there
Jesus.
parents there too?
Yeah, a
Oh.
lot because a lot of the parents were coming to see their kids or whatever. But yeah, I was very proud of myself. And
Yeah,
then
I would be
like
too.
people like in the school they'd be like give me high five. I felt like a fucking celebrity. At
Hell
school,
yeah.
man. High school was my peak, man.
Dude, I peaked in high school as well. It's okay. Yeah. But no, we had talent shows as well. And I always, I thought about comedy all the time. Like I just never fucking had the balls to do it. Like I almost joined the improv club my senior year and I backed out. I don't know why, but I just backed. I just didn't have the fucking balls to do it. I hung out with, like, cause I played sports all throughout all of high school, and I still hung out with everybody that did drama and stuff. So like all those guys they were like, dude, do it. You're funny. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I should have fucking done it. But I remember one of my buddies, Nick Plett, did a complete rendition of in a van down by the river, the fucking Chris Farley sketch, and he fucking
Nice.
killed it. He won the talent show off of
Hell
it
yeah.
because he's a big fat dude, and he fucking like everything, like got down into the stances and everything, and just like he
swinging.
fell through a table and everything. Like he fully committed. It was great. It was fantastic.
Still has back problems today.
Oh man.
Then he overdosed on the ground.
Damn. Just doing speedballs in high school. God damn. Holy shit. So where did you start doing comedy when you restarted?
Well, I was in college when I decided to like give it a go. And that was at NIU in DeKalb, which is a terrible place for any reason.
my mom lived in Sycamore for a while, so
Sycamore's like a little
Sycamore's
better.
dope. Sycamore's
Yeah.
an awesome town, but yeah, we'd go into DeKalb and we'd be like, oh Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's always like gray in the sky for
Yeah,
some reason. I've never
seriously.
seen the sun hit the ground there, but yeah, so there was like the House Cafe in DeKalb that I would go to like once a month maybe.
Open mics?
And yeah, it was like a mixed mic. So people are doing music, they're doing poetry, and I'm getting up after poetry, and I'm like, oh fuck. And then I remember my first time there, like I was at like 2 minutes in, and the guy came over. He's like, "You need to beep your Fs," and I was like, "What?" Oh my!
Beep your Fs?
I'm
Jesus
not
Christ.
experienced enough to handle that kind of note in the middle of my set, dude. Like, it's crazy. But I guess there were kids there and shit, so it's
Oh,
like okay,
well.
but.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
so-
Beep your Fs. That's the
Right, yeah.
weirdest way you could just tell me to not swear.
Yeah, he was a weird guy. for
I think after 8 p.m. you're allowed to swear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But yeah, and then I got into teaching, and teaching just like ate up my life. So I didn't do any stand up for like 5 years. And
Is that
then
what you do now? Are you a teacher then?
No,
no?
I quit that
Okay.
a long time ago, and and then I became a stripper.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's usually the pattern. You know, teacher fails.
Diamonds?
Stripper.
No, I worked at a gay bar.
The manhole.
Downtown. No. But because like I'm not really Magic Mike material, you know, so I couldn't really fit into those places. But gay bars, like everyone is welcome, so I'm still surrounded by women, and it's still very fun.
You said "hey" a little too long there. Maybe hey. I mean, sorry. Hey.
Hello.
Yeah, but that was probably my favorite job ever. Because like gay dudes know how to party, you know, they know how to have a good time. They're all just very like loving people,
and they test their drugs.
Yeah, they're safe about it. Yeah.
No, I had one of my best friends in the Army was this gay black dude, Jeremy. He took me to my first gay bar, and it was a fucking great night. I didn't pay for a single drink, dude. It was great, man. It was Moscow Mule night too, so I got real fucked up for free.
Right.
Yeah, ass hurt so much the next day though.
In a gay bar, everyone is someone's type, you know?
Oh yeah, yep.
Like, so that's why everyone's happy there.
I don't like being fetishized.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, okay, I do.
Yeah, you
do. That's all I ever wanted.
So, have you been a writer this whole time, or have you been constantly writing?
Yeah, that's my thing.
Yeah.
I went to school for English to be an English teacher, not because I wanted to be an English teacher, but because I was just like, English is my best subject. I've always been a good writer, so that's how I got through college, you know? I didn't even read the books. I just wrote the papers really well.
There you go.
That's
awesome. Made your own story.
But I'm recently trying to get back more into reading because I had to like read the classics that I didn't read in college and high school. And
How to Kill a Mockingbird?
That one I refuse. That was a fucking brutal read.
I kind of want to go back and try reading Lord of the Flies just because
it was a good one.
It seems like I hated it in high school.
Yeah,
but like the concept, the story's that's a really fucking cool story. I think I should go back and read it. Yeah.
Or One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah,
that was like one of the very few that I actually read in college. But the movie's
fantastic.
Movie's good, but like the book is just so like in it. It's just so like a perspective from the inside, and it's so cool.
Yeah, like I said before we were recording, I read that Alone on the Wall book, and for some reason, the past 2 years, I've just been like I've watched like almost every rock climbing documentary you can watch. I'll never do it, but like big wall climbing, like climbing El Capitan and Yosemite, that shit just blows my mind. And for
Especially
some reason,
when they do it without a harness or anything.
Yeah,
like no, I feel it. I'm just feeling good. It's a good day today.
Yeah, Alex Honnold, dude, he's the only guy that's ever free soloed that whole thing, 3,200 feet without a rope.
Oh my god!
And it's like,
what do you do when you want to stop? When you're like, I need a break. Like
there's parts on there
adrenaline, probably.
There's parts throughout the route like where there's anchor points and stuff where there's a flat ledge where you can kind of chill and fucking like, but it's most of the shit, dude. He's like doing crack climbing where it's just his fucking hands in a crack and his feet pasted on nothing. It's like, it blows my mind, but for some reason,
dude, sometimes my hand cramps up just from jerking off.
Yeah, dude, all the time.
I had one time I opened my door handle and my pinky went like, what do I do?
Imagine you're fucking 3,000 feet above the.
Dude,
oh my god,
it's wild to think about just like how this like. But somebody that is that good at what they do, I respect the fuck out of it, even if it may be the most insane thing you could possibly do. But for some reason, that's what I've had success with, like reading so far. Like that's the only book I've read. I've tried to read fiction because I want to like get lost in a story.
There's a lot of
That's
pictures.
the only book you've read ever?
No. Within the last 15 years, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's got a lot of pictures. That's why.
There's only 5 pictures in there. 5 pages of pictures. So good one,
I like
Jack.
how it keeps growing. Five chapters. 5 chapters of pictures. Okay?
They're back to back. They're double-sided pictures, so it's like 10.
In the middle, there's a pop-up picture.
But like, for some reason, I tried to read. Like my brother-in-law is a big reader. I called him when I got a Kindle and everything. I've read probably 2 chapters of every book I've tried to start and say, "Fuck this book sucks." Yep. And it's like, for some reason, I think it's just because I've seen the documentary that book is based on, so I can picture it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. He gave me this other book to start reading. It's called like Mistborn or something like that. I don't know what the it's
Stillborn?
Jesus, Jack.
Sorry.
It's about this guy or this society that, like, I don't know, during the day it rains ash and at night it's super foggy, and all the peasants, or ska as they call them, all of them they're afraid to walk out at night because the mist will consume them or some shit. And then there's this one guy that travels between all the slave camps, and he like tries to get everybody to rebel, and nobody wants to rebel, and then he ends up just killing all their masters and shit, and like does it for them, and then just disappears.
Okay.
That's where I'm at in the book. That's like the first that's like the first two chapters. It's like the first two chapters, but it's like, I don't know why. I want to get into it, but it's like, I don't know, man. I think I have ADD, but
Oh, for sure. Me too. Yeah.
but it's weird. If I do Adderall, it does not treat. I just jerk off for 12 hours. So it's like, that's not what Adderall's supposed to do if you have ADD. You know, it's supposed to chill you out. So I don't think I don't know what I have. I can't pay attention disorder.
You just don't care, maybe.
I think maybe
I'm kind of like that too, though. Like
it's like I want to care because I want to start reading because I feel like it's gonna just improve my vocabulary and just hopefully it'll help my writing.
Yeah,
I would think.
See, but that's the thing. Like I was like reading books for a while, and then I decided to write my own book, and I was like, every time I had time to read a book, I was like, I should probably spend this time writing.
That's pretty much where I'm at too. Like I should be writing jokes, or I should be being a dad. Like, I just have
They're not going anywhere.
I just have a lot of, like, I don't know. It's so hard for me to find the balance between the podcast, comedy, and now I'm about to go back to work. So it's like, it's going to be a lot, but just kind of got to just find that correct balance. I don't know. But yeah, when I'm sitting there reading, I'm like, I should be writing. I should be doing something productive.
Right.
But it's nice to escape without staring at a fucking phone screen.
Do that.
Yeah. So you said you wrote a book, The Recipe Maker.
Right.
What prompts you to write a book? I mean, I know you're a writer, but like
Lots of acid.
well, he's wearing tie-dye, so.
So I think this book started with a writing exercise where I was like, create a place that you would love to live in.
Okay.
And so I created this place on top of a mountain. It was like a workshop, no currency or anything like that. Just everyone's just there working on whatever the fuck they feel like working on.
Communist.
Yeah, kind of, in a way, yeah. And then I was like, I fell in love with this place that I had just created, and so I was like, all right, well, what's a good character to live in this place? And then I thought of my dad, because my dad died when I was 19, but he was just like the coolest guy, like such a free-thinking, outside-the-box kind of guy. Like he was a carpenter. He was very handy and skilled, and he always had an answer for something. He always had a fix, And so I made him the main character, and then after that, then I was like in it, because it's my dad, and it kind of became like this therapeutic way of remembering my dad by like creating a world around him. And so I kind of just created a problem for him to fix. And then I wanted it to be like an epic adventure. So I was like, I'm just going to create each place along the way as I go. Didn't really have a plan. But then when it all came together, I was like, wow, this is fucking good. I need to like actually get this done and
figure out
it.
like a conflict and ending.
Yeah.
I read the synopsis this morning, and like I said, I wanted to get lost in a fucking story, a fictional story. So I'm definitely gonna buy it and read it.
Are you gonna hire anyone to do an audiobook?
I
do Danny.
I want to do an audiobook. That's actually part of my plan, because I want to start my own podcast. But I also want to do an audiobook, like one video per chapter, and just put those on YouTube just to kind of get something rolling.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just such a bad procrastinator.
If you get views on that, you just got to find an animator to actually build like a little cartoon with it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. That's impressive to write. How long is it?
It's 177 pages, so
Okay.
it's a surprisingly quick read. You can get it done in a day or two.
Yeah. Me? Kidding me? It's gonna take me a week or two.
I can do it.
It takes me about 7 pages in a weekend. Yeah.
So how do you go about like getting it? Did you put like you have a publishing company, or did you publish it yourself? Or
Self-published it on Amazon.
Okay.
So you can, there's a section.
Are you considered
on
a
Amazon.
doctor then?
A doctor? No, author.
Yeah.
Author, you're different category there.
I saw when you publish a book, you can be considered a doctor.
No, I don't think that's how it
I
works.
think it's PhD that you
Okay.
get for.
I remember one of my old 5th grade teachers was like, I published
Yeah,
a
I'm a
kid's
doctor.
book. But he made a joke about that. It's like, if you publish a book, you can be considered a doctor and have an abbreviation on your name.
I fucking self-published a fantasy
Yeah.
novel. I'm a doctor.
Dr. Danny.
Oh my god, that's funny.
But I'm also I drew a map, so that I put that in the book. So I
that's
also
cool.
like snuck my way into being a published illustrator too.
Okay,
It's very exciting.
that's okay. So did you have like an editor too, like, or did you just?
So at the
yeah, just the
time
whole
I
process.
was working in the high school, and I was at the time I was like a special ed TA, so I was just like an extra person in the school or in the classroom.
Fell asleep, sorry.
It's all right. Yeah, just move the mouse
Yeah.
once in a while. Otherwise, from work, it's all weird.
So yeah, I was just like the dude in the corner of the classroom, just making sure my student didn't freak out,
right.
you know.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of time to just sit there with a notebook. So once I had it, I would like handwrite it all, and then once I had a big chunk handwritten, I would go to the computer and type it up. And then I finally printed it out, and I had my favorite English teacher from when I was in school, a sophomore year in high school, Mr. Schmidt. He was the desk next to me because I was like, there was a little while where I was like a long-term sub for one of the English teachers who was
Yeah.
on maternity leave, and so his desk was right next to me, and so I was like, "Hey, Mr. Schmidt, can you read my book and give me some notes?" And so yeah, he read through it and he noted it up and gave me like lots of like good things to think about as far as like how do you actually make this a book, you know?
Right.
And so yeah, that was pretty much the only editing. And then as far as that, I would have a copy printed out, and then throughout the day I would just read through it with a pen. And if I wanted to change anything, add anything, take anything out, I would mark it all up. Then once I read through it, I'd go back to the computer, make those changes, print it out again, and then I'd read through it again and be like, okay, now what do we need to change? So I did that so many fucking times, just going over and over through these fucking. But I love it. I honestly wrote this book for me. Like
Yeah.
it's an escape for me, and I love I've read it a few times since I published it, just because I just love like every character is pretty much an extension of myself, you know. And I think that's what happens when you write anyway. But like every character has some of me in it, and like so I see it and I'm like, oh, me, you know.
I would so do that.
But and then just like the places that I created and like the creatures, like all the animals, there's like fairies in it, and it's just very allegorical as far as like it really connects to what problems we live with today, and it's like a made up new world that I created, but it's also
Did you create racism for like the fairies and stuff like that?
Fairies.
a little bit.
If you're gonna say it's a real world, I imagine there's a little diversity.
There's like a group of fairies for every region. So there's like
You got the wood
forest
fairies.
fairies. Yeah, there's
they stay in the
jungle
forest.
fairies, mountain fairies, swamp fairies.
Jungle fairies does sound like a slur.
I think I'd be a swamp fairy.
Yeah, or like I think those, and they all have like the royal family of each fairy population has like a special power that like only the royal family has. And so like the swamp fairies I think can like control the minds of anyone who's in their swamp. I think mountain fairies can like tap into the mountain, and so they can see like what like the past and the present and the future. But so yeah, it's really cool, and I loved that it was kind of like the river fairies. I based that off of like Louisiana, like the New Orleans kind of.
They got that
vibe.
Cajun accent, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and they're like goofy and they play music all day, and so it's kind of like I just created a lot of places based on experiences that I had. I've never been to Louisiana, but like everyone's always told me that's the place for me. But yeah, I don't know. I love what I did with it. I don't. It's my first book, but I think it's my masterpiece for sure.
You working on anything else right now? Like on another book? Or?
I have like a few projects in the works. I have one that's pretty much all written. It just needs some tweaks that I'm not like there with it yet, and so it's like I just kind of got to keep it on the back burner. And then I have a few children's books that like I really want to get into, like just pumping out children's books, and I can
One
write.
of those can make a big seller.
Yeah, right. And it's so easy because it's like you could write a children's story in like a couple hours, but the thing is, I'm not the greatest at like drawing, and so like I've been trying to up my drawing skills so that I could just like do both sides of it and pump it out, you know, just one after the other. Because like if you want to just be a children's writer, you have to pay an illustrator at least like $300 per page.
Jeez,
and that's too much.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure. Yeah, so I definitely want to try to do it yourself.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, I like how children. Oh, my bad. Sorry, you go.
I was gonna say if you need anybody to test them out, I got 2 kids up there. So
right on. Fucking A.
I was gonna say a lot of children's books nowadays, always like trying to be inclusive and stuff. I always want to do one about a disabled kid in a wheelchair becoming Inspector Gadget.
That's not that unusual. You know?
Just slowly upgrading until he becomes a true detective.
Makes his own legs.
Yeah. I think that'd be a great children's book.
Oh my god. Man. Oh Jesus.
Yeah, why
that's
not?
Funny. Yeah, man. I've thought like later down the road to like write a memoir, but like I don't even know if I that's crazy that you can. I mean, just. I know you're taking stuff from your own life, but to be able to create an entire world that's crazy. That's impressive.
I think I'm just a little obsessed with myself too. You know.
Well, I think most artists
are.
are.
Everyone's gonna love this. You know.
Smelling your own, like
So how long did it take you to write this thing?
From the writing exercise to getting it published was 3 years.
Dang, I was actually gonna guess 3, but dang, yeah.
Yeah,
that's a commitment.
Right. It definitely was, but it was a fun thing to do, though. It was kind of my escape. I just kind of like
because you were only teaching and writing the book at that point, right? You weren't doing comedy.
No.
Okay, so
yeah,
I can imagine that trying to write jokes and then trying to write a book and then trying to
I feel like the jokes would just go into the book eventually.
I already have enough problems. Just
like I wrote this, but I got to use it somewhere.
I haven't tried it on stage yet. It's kind of a risk to put it in a published book.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. I'm definitely gonna read it for sure. Like I said, I want to get lost in a book. So
I'll wait for the audiobook.
So that's what I was gonna also say next too. Is when you say that's the only book I've ever read, I've listened to 20, 30 audiobooks within the last like 5 years.
Nice.
So it's like, but my audiobooks for some reason the only ones I've listened to are Lone Survivor, Band of Brothers, like American Sniper, like all the fucking war books.
Everything they made a show about or a movie.
Right.
Everything that's got a movie or show about. Yeah.
Well, just the story of Lone Survivor.
I listened to the book.
Lone Survivor though, that's a fucking great story, and there's so much in the book that's not in the movie.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to hear about because that story is insane. I just had a fucking
brain fart.
Yeah, yeah.
Same.
So back to comedy. No, so when you were so you get back into it, were you in Chicago when you got back into it?
So that was like your second question that I never answered. So as I was stripping and
wait, that's a real thing.
Oh, that was
yeah.
Okay.
I was a stripper for 3 years. Yeah.
Where at?
It's funny because you're the second male stripper I know. My Fat Candle Company, the guy that sponsors the podcast, he was a stripper for a while, and he's very funny.
Yeah, I saw that. You have a fucking sponsor, dude. Good for you.
Yeah, and actually we have another sponsor that's as of recent, a brand ambassador now for Jesus Christ, I should probably know it, huh? Finding the Good.
Do they slide into
we'll
your
bleep
DMs?
that out, don't
you
worry.
should be a brand ambassador.
No, they
It's like jewelry. You'd be perfect.
Oh, I've had those for sure.
Oh, the earrings you want me to wear? Yeah.
I've had those for sure, but no, I saw an ad that says we're looking for brand ambassadors for Finding the Good. It's a clothing company.
Oh.
And I hit them up. They gave me a discount code. So I will be posting an ad soon, probably for this episode, There's gonna be a discount code and everything. Yeah. So
Yeah. I can
Jack's
tell
gonna be
my
a brand
friends.
ambassador soon too.
Yeah, I've been looking, but yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to get beer
got some-
companies, but
Yeah, beer companies for sure. We're trying to get we were trying to get Half Acre Brewing out of Chicago for a
Oh,
while.
yeah.
I got
Yes.
contacted by one of the guys. Like, we'll send it up to forward, but it's going to take a while because we got a lot of emails like this. I was like, maybe I'll just come in person and start like asking questions. But yeah, email's not
that'd be
really the way to
cool.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
emails. Not good.
yeah, the sponsorship thing is a very difficult thing to do because like when I first started, I had my barbershop sponsored me for a while,
Oh, cool.
and it worked for like the first month. They got like 20 contacts using my discount code for the first
Nice.
month, and then that was just all my friends being like,
That
"We
shit
got you,
actually
man."
Works, dude.
Yeah,
I thought it was just a thing you put on the screen.
it worked one time.
Wow.
And then after that, they're like, "Hey, we're not really getting anything from this." I'm like, "Okay, how about we just exchange services? I'll advertise, you give me free haircuts." And that's how it was for a while. And then I had a barbecue company, like this barbecue supply company down the road. I have to talk to him again because he was willing to continue to do it, but he stopped during the summertime or the wintertime because nobody's really barbecuing shit in the summer or winter. So I have to go talk to him again. And
Oh, we can't sponsor you for the winter. Sorry.
well, you know, it's just yeah. So I don't know, man. It's difficult to because I have this. There's this other thing that I mean, once you start your podcast, you'll get ads for this thing called Podcorn,
Okay.
and they send you a bunch of fucking like little
pyramid
tech
scheme.
companies that you can earn 50 cents for fucking whatever. I'm like, I'm good. Like, no,
50 cents.
it's ridiculous.
It
Like,
adds up.
yeah, well, dude. I mean, all these companies that they're saying that need sponsorships. It's like I've never heard of them. One, two. Why the fuck would I even want? This is no. I'm not promoting whatever this is.
I want something that I'd actually buy,
exactly
like beer.
So, beer
And
for
that's
sure.
it.
I mean, the candle thing. I thought more people would.
Well, it's a good candle. It's
It's a very good candle.
it fights with Yankee Candle, I'd say. Like,
you want to grab that so you can smell it?
Oh, behind me?
It's a candle based on men's cologne.
Okay.
So shout out Fat Candle Company. This is like towards the end, and it still smells that good. It's
It smells like cologne.
yeah. But they
West.
they-
smells like the West.
they
All of it.
all their candles, man. My favorite one is called Citrus Saddle. It's like lemon and leather.
ooh, that does sound-
Leather.
I don't smell the
Dude.
leather at all, but it's
Oh, real leather though. That like it's understandable why it's a kink, you know, because it fucking turns you on. when
leather
you
does smell
leather.
great. Like you fucking dig your nose into
you
a
see a
good
lot of-
catcher's mitt,
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Dude,
Did
a
you wear
fresh-
any leather
fresh
while you're
baseball
stripping?
mitt, dude?
feel like
I
you'd be
mean,
the-
they had like leather weekend or whatever. So there were customers that would like bring like stuff
Assless
for us
chaps,
all to
yeah.
wear. Yeah, chaps and just
Fuck.
like leather thongs and shit like that. That was fun.
Damn.
What
oh,
a fun time.
Do you ever have
that's-
times where you're stripping and you just get hard?
You're supposed to be
yeah.
hard.
Well,
You can't get on stage
some
unless
of
you're
the
hard.
some of the guys
are you
like
supposed to be? I've never seen male stripping before, so are you supposed to be hard?
some of the guys will like wear cock rings the whole night just to like
Just
keep it
throbbing
going.
gigs,
it.
dude.
But dude, then at the end of the night, you see him taking them off, and they're like,
Yeah.
and it's like, was it worth it? Was it worth it?
You
I
gotta
don't think
shave.
so.
I found out you have that it'll get stuck in every hair. And you're
Yeah,
just waxing yourself.
Cock rings are wild.
I might have tried that like a couple times, but I just don't like the feeling of like my dick is about to explode in a bad way.
I didn't know there was different sizes too. So like, I don't,
Yeah,
got
some
the
of them
small-
are real thick.
Yeah.
He's got a king
why
ring
is it
size fucking
purple?
cock ring. It's like, Jack, you can get the bigger one. It's like, no, I like the key ring size one. Yeah,
hard
no,
getting it in there. I didn't know how to put your balls in it too. God damn it.
Or some dudes, they wouldn't
That's
even
what you're
use a
supposed
cock
to.
ring.
I didn't know that.
yeah, you're supposed to put your balls in it.
That's
dude.
the hard
And
part,
it's-
right?
yeah, and it's also extremely. I don't think you're supposed to nut with them on, but
You can't nut.
If you do, you can, but it
It's-
hurts.
Yeah, it's probably not good.
Yeah.
It hurts very
It's
bad.
gonna be like a bubble in the system.
It's like a snake that just ate something.
You just gotta burp your dick.
I'm just imagining like a mouse inside a snake's stomach. You just a little lump.
Oh my god, dude. Oh, speaking of that, no,
But some guys would just wear like they would get a condom and they'd rip off like the tube and keep like the ring of
Okay.
it and
So
just
it's-
like wrap that around.
so it's not as intense.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Jesus.
still.
Just I can't say that word, but and bag your dick.
You said what?
I was gonna say the one phrase we always use when someone gives you a plastic bag. Oh, yeah, of weed.
Nice.
And word bag your dick. Can't say that on air. Sorry.
On air.
And we're live right now.
As soon as we hit that button, man.
Oh my God. So what? Okay, so you said you stopped teaching. We're gonna get back to when you first started doing comedy. We'll get back to it.
Stripping, teaching, and then.
But so stripping. So you did it. For,
What was your
you said
song of
3
choice?
years? Did you have like a walkout song? What was your stage name too?
No, you didn't get to pick the music. It was just whatever was on you had to dance to. It wasn't like now coming to the stage. It was like we split up the hour based on how many dancers were there. So like if there was a busy night, you'd get like 5 minutes on stage. Slow nights, maybe 10, 15 minutes on stage, which was brutal. But yeah, and there was no pole either. So I kind of just like did a lot of like body roll type of things and stuff like that. Didn't get to pick the music. One time we would have like showcases sometimes where everyone would have to do an act. And my first time I told jokes. I was like,
I had combined the two.
Yeah, I had like a sequins fucking suit jacket thing and like a bow tie. And I was like, all right, so for every joke that doesn't land, I will take off an article of clothing. And so I planted...
Everybody's not laughing on purpose.
If you will, that counts as it.
I planted some dad jokes in there so that they would feel like they could be like, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I love the feeling of walking into a full room of people practically naked, you know. That was just great.
That's balls for sure.
It's an exhibitionist thing. I just like to show off, you know. That's pretty.
Is that really what it is? You think? Yeah. Okay.
I
would never. I don't know, man. I have no problem like pissing in public, but I don't want. I don't.
Different.
I just don't want like, and also like if we were at a party and everybody's like we're going streaking, I would do it, but like I'm not dancing around.
I'd be in the back of the line.
I think what my thing is, I'm so self-conscious about my donk, dude. I have a fucking huge ass. It looks great, but like
again, like at the gay bar, there's someone who's gonna love it and give you a lot of money for it.
That's why I got a lot of free drinks. They're like, dude, I had a bunch of black dudes saying that, like, God damn, you got a fucking fat ass. I'm like, I know.
I just want someone to put my hemorrhoid ointment on.
Gross, bro.
All right, sorry.
They would, and they charge. You could charge them extra for it, but that's gross. It's gross. There was one guy that would come in and he would drink the dancer's piss. He'd give them an empty beer bottle and be like, "Piss in this, I'll give you $50." And then he would just sit at the bar and.
Wow.
That sounds like a man I want to buy a beer.
I never talked to that guy because like he had an aura of piss smell around him. And I'd see people giving him lap dances. I'm like, fuck that. Not worth it.
No.
Yeah, you know, I
was good at that. I was good at not doing things that I would regret later on.
That's good at least. At least
I couldn't say it. I couldn't say the same for myself.
But that's just wild to just like I'm all for, you know, I have kinks. Everybody's got kinks, but when it comes to like piss and shit, that's where I draw the line.
Mm-hmm.
You ever watch Two Girls,
like
One
the
Cup?
diapers.
Diapers.
That's like
the
a
baby
kink
thing.
rooted in a lot of trauma.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
There's actually used to be a store that was you couldn't go in. You had an RSVP.
He could go in. That's how he knows about it.
But it was completely blacked off, and they would sell adult diapers and like kink stuff, like extremely weird kink stuff, like furry costumes with like full.
See, that's
no, this is just a mascot store.
Maybe it was.
See, I could get down with the furry thing. The furry thing is
kind of fun.
It's fun. It's
go to a convention.
Heavy petting.
We're all wolves and shit.
Just fucking sniffing each other's ass.
Well, you ever heard about like the Comic Con shit or like the furry cons?
Oh yeah.
All the hotels would hate it because they'd find litter boxes in the fucking.
Yeah, that part's weird. It's like just shit in the toilet, but like we can just fuck as animals.
Yeah.
We don't have to.
You can draw the line somewhere.
It's like got a fucking goddamn thing of Meow Mix wet food. It's just like, oh, time for dinner, honey.
Someone spray their marking here.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Hopefully they don't have fucking like the, you know, when cats every once in a while have leaky glands.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
This episode of Torgy Talk is brought to you by Fat Candle Company. Yeah, that's right. You hear me talk about it every week. I burn a fat candle every single episode. It's a great product. They're candles inspired by men's cologne. So if you like men's cologne, you're going to love these candles. I love these candles. My wife loves these candles. You guys got to go check them out. www.fatcandlecompany.com. And if you stay tuned towards the end of the episode, I'm going to give you a special discount code that's going to save you 10% on your order. So yeah, like I said, go online, www.fatcandlecompany.com. Go check them out.
That was Wild Phil's cat.
Oh God, yeah, we went to shout out Wild Phil. We went to his podcast. Thankfully, the cat shit when we were done. But I was like, "Yo, we gotta go."
Yeah, dude.
I was like sitting there, like, "I'm gonna fucking puke, dude."
We're in a basement. You can't open a window.
I sat at Wild Phil's house for like an hour or two while he like tried to figure out what was happening that wasn't allowing us to record, and I was like, "Do you maybe have to delete something off your phone?" He's like, "Oh shit, yeah." It's like, whoop, right at
Yeah, that's the main reason why when I started this, I was like, everybody's like, "Oh, use your phone, use your phone." I'm like, I don't trust my phone because I've way too much fucking 6,000 pictures and videos on there and shit. And I have a lot of storage, but like, yeah, I was like, nah.
That's my plan, but I am nervous about it.
Honestly, dude, for a while we just used webcams, which was yeah. They're not bad. They're 1080p webcams.
They're like $30 each, but yeah.
60.
$60.
$60
When you
each.
got them, they were new.
Right. But they're only 1080p, and I mean it worked for when it was just me, and then like when Jack came on board, we had three. We'd have one on the group shot, one on you, one on me. But now with the 4K camera, we can't.
You don't have two more of those.
Hopefully soon. But yeah, it's like
Are they
it's so
hiring
weird.
at that stripper place? Because I can make some money.
They're always hiring. Always hiring.
But like we had a producer cam for a little bit, and just you could see the quality difference when he would switch to his, and it's just like we gotta just not do that because it's just I don't know, I'm nitpicky when it comes to
I'm ugly enough, but me in 1080p is just
but it's just I don't know, man.
I feel like the most important is the audio, and this sounds pretty crisp.
Oh
Yeah, I mean that was what I when I first started. I'm like I'm gonna make sure. I mean, a podcast, most people are gonna listen to it unless you're Joe Rogan or fucking Theo Von and you're watching it on YouTube.
Right.
But
even YouTube, I listen to podcasts while I drive. So.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a big gas station like Legion of Skanks, and they keep putting up like clips that like I really want to see. So I'm like, okay, I'm like in my car, like driving, like I want to see what the fuck they're laughing at.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good.
That was my main theory, though.
Yeah.
I'm like, the audio is the most important. It's a podcast, so I spent, these are the best mics you can get for podcasting. That fucking Rodecaster is the best thing you can get. You guys had one at Jerks, didn't you?
Yeah, Mark has one.
Yeah. So like that does all the fucking mixing and everything. I don't have to do anything in post with the audio except for turn it up.
Yeah.
So
I could fuck shit up and like turn down someone's mic, but that's about it.
Yeah, don't do that. But like, so now it's to the point where I wish I would have maybe spent a little bit less on the audio, like to where I could still have good audio. But like, I didn't realize. I mean, obviously it's trial and error, but you got to put clips out there to get your podcast out there.
Right.
So we're working on that part now. So hopefully I think the clips have gotten a lot better since we got this camera. They're still not as good as I want them to be, but because literally you're not supposed to read the comments, but I posted something on TikTok and somebody's like, "Oh, I see they didn't raise the price of podcast equipment." I'm like, I had a whole comment typed up like, "Dude, these are the best mics you can fucking get. Joe Rogan has the same ones. Every big podcaster has a Shure SM7B.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you want to get real technical with it, or $500 a pop. Like, so fuck you." And I'm like, no, fuck it. Don't feed into it. Fucking don't even read the comments. I'm very sensitive when it comes to this podcast. So
it was
like,
me who typed it.
It's your baby. Yeah.
It is, yeah. I mean, that's just like fuck. Dude, we're almost like this is gonna be episode 87. But plus we had 10 Torgy Thoughts episodes, and then my buddy Jake and I, during football season, we just talk about the Bears.
Nice.
And I think we did
16?
17 of those.
Okay.
So I'm not good at math, but that's how many episodes I've done. So
a little over 110.
yeah. So it's like it's really grown to. I mean, obviously, Torgy Talk used to just be me, and a couple friends, and that was it. And then occasionally we'd bring in a guest. But now it's like every week it's new guest, comedy.
Did you start with this guy in the corner?
No, I came in like what 75.
Yeah, about.
He was just here one day.
I never left.
Well, so I I've had people come in and help and then bail and then come in and help and then bail. And I'm like, you know what? Who's going to bail next?
Me.
So we were recording with OBS, the streaming studio.
That's what I did for like gaming stuff. And that's like, I knew it from heart. I'm like, we can use OBS, but it ain't great for a podcast.
And
yeah.
the studio itself is good for like what we needed to do, but the quality, even with the 4K camera, it still looked laggy and it's just like for some reason. So we just got to figure out a better studio situation. But before he jumped in, I did like 20 episodes by myself pretty much. I would just press record, keep the mouse by me so I know the fucking thing's still awake. And then
Reminds me.
and he was there for, because he was doing camera switches and we were pulling up YouTube videos during it and stuff. But now, because of the quality of video, we're just kind of bringing it back to bare bones, just trying to record it in the studio, in the Filmora studio, because the quality is going to be a lot better this week. I guarantee it.
Test try one though, so we'll see.
Yeah, so we'll see how that works. And then if that doesn't work, we're just going to record on the camera itself, record the audio on there, and then I'll line them up in post. But it's so much, I don't know. Now that I have the camera, it's like I got to make it pretty.
Yeah, that's fair. I suck at all this tech stuff. So like just hearing you say all that is just more discouraging.
Well, one thing that I had a friend teach me how to edit videos, and the rest I've kind of figured out by myself. And then when Jack came on, he's helped me out with a lot. But like, unlike most people, I'm willing to fucking share the knowledge. So if you ever have any questions when you start yours, I'm more than happy to help. Like I've been walking Addison O'Neill through his like step by step.
Did he start one too?
He hasn't posted anything yet because he's I told him like, dude, just calm down. He recorded like 8 episodes. I'm like, dude, you got to go back through and edit all those. Like, just do it one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Don't overload yourself because until you really figure out the video editing software, it's stressful as fuck.
How much are you really editing?
Not much. I mean, if there's dead air, I got to do that. But like other than that, I
try to write down like if I see something we're not supposed to mention, I'll write it down. Or if I see something that's really funny, I'll write like, hey, clip this later. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's not much editing. I guess the majority of the stuff that's difficult now is just making the clips.
Right.
Which Filmora has a program that does all AI clips for me. So I just drag in 30 seconds of what I want, and it makes a clip. But for some reason, I have to fucking literally call Filmora and tell them this sucks. That when they do a split screen view on the clip, it stacks the audio on top of each other, so it's like fucking through the roof and it clips like crazy.
Oh.
So for some reason, so I've had to go back and make custom clips. So that doesn't take me that long.
But
it used to take me a long time. But now I can get a clip out in 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. The only thing I have to really wait on is the computer to export it.
Fucking Jack over there.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, dude, the episode turnaround now, I can literally, if I wanted to put this out tomorrow, I could. But it's a lot.
What is your turn? Like, when will this be?
This will be out Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we are hopefully going to be getting a week ahead again. Before I go back to work, I want to be a week ahead just in case someone cancels or I have to cancel. I can still put an episode out that week. So we're supposed to have Femi coming on the 23rd. So I can get a week ahead, thankfully.
That should be a fun interview.
Yes, it will be. He was going to come yesterday, but Jack couldn't get off, or Jack was working when he wanted to. He
I got off like 9 o'clock and he was supposed to be here at 8.
7. He was going to be here at 7, but then he asked me if we could do 2 p.m. I'm like, no, we're going to keep it. We'll just do it another day. But now I can do the video calls too. That I had Jason Seiler on last week.
Oh, nice.
And
that was a fun one. Yeah.
That was a really good one. The only thing with the video ones is whatever audio they have is whatever audio you got.
He had one of those like
gaming
teleprompter.
Mics,
No, it was a teleprompter one. Like it was like a full on
telemarketer.
Yeah.
That's good though.
Yeah.
At least he had that.
Yeah. So, but actually, the program I use for that is called Riverside. And I don't know if you noticed, you can't, if you listen, no, you haven't listened to it.
No, I did. But
you did?
Like half of it. Yeah.
Okay, but have you noticed that you couldn't hear any kids screaming in the background? There's an option on Riverside to turn off background noise and like optimize the audio. So
yeah, because I heard it while we were recording. I was like, I hear your kids.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah. So you, when do you plan on starting the podcast? I know you got
you had the
100
jerks.
other things.
Yeah, you had the Jerks at Joe's podcast.
Yeah, well, that wasn't really me. I wasn't running the
true.
podcast, just the mic. But yeah, dude. I mean, I fucking built a desk for
I saw
it.
that. The thing's badass.
Thank you. Yeah. And then that's another thing is like fucking Instagram. Whenever I post something, I'll get like nothing. And it's like, dude, you know how long it took me to build the desk and make this video? And like, I was
You had
so
to add
excited.
something racist for the algorithm to take on Instagram.
Shit.
Dude, there's so many
If you just
things,
said
man.
if you just wrote like I hate Jews underneath it, that would have been like 10,000 views in a weekend.
Probably,
Right.
honestly.
You're
Yeah.
right.
It's weird, man. The algorithm thing is so weird. I mean, you see, I post clips almost every day during the week, and I'm lucky if 2 of those hits over 1,000 views
Right.
on YouTube. And it's just like Instagram is very difficult. The most I've had on a clip was on TikTok. I had like 97,000 views, and that was on me and my buddy Jake trolling Texas A&M. It's like,
Of course.
I'm not a sports podcast, but we just like talking about fucking the Bears, you know?
Can't be the clip that I put 4 hours into.
No, literally, it's a clip that I'm like, I'll post this, whatever, fuck
Right.
it, maybe it'll be funny.
Mm-hmm.
But the hashtagging is very important, but it's like, it's also not important because
Right.
it
It's
doesn't
like
make,
you can't overdo it or underdo it.
it's insane, dude. It doesn't make any sense. Like literally, I'll work so hard on a fucking clip, it'll be perfect, put it out, YouTube, 3 views. I'm like, how? That makes no sense. Only 3 people have their phones out right now.
Right.
Fuck you. That's bullshit.
Dude, that's the thing is like, you wait a few hours and I'll have 0 views on a video, and it's like,
I just take it down.
I understand 0 likes, but 0 views? Like
Yeah.
no one even fucking saw it.
Yeah.
How does that happen? You
It
know?
doesn't make any sense, dude. It's usually, I've noticed, weekends. We don't post on the weekends.
Right,
If you do
yeah.
post on the weekends, make it sure it's at like 10 or 11 o'clock at night, because that's when people are on their phones. But it's just like, dude, I had one clip where I shouldn't say one clip, but one clip recently where I was on the weekend. I posted it and took it down fucking 10 times. 1 view, no views, 13 views. I'm like, dude, this is a funny clip, but
Right.
nobody knows me. I'm a random fucking podcast. I would probably swipe too. But at the same time, I don't really get that many random podcasts showing up on my feed. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's all, I don't know. They put you in the algorithm when they want to. And it's just like TikTok, especially like Ruse. You know Ruse? The rapper? No?
White boy rapper?
Yeah.
I'm not a huge.
No, he's the
into-
Chicago guy. He goes to open mics, Ruse Radio. No? Okay. He and I went on his podcast a few months ago, and he said the same thing. He had like 1 or 2 TikTok clips that blew up.
Mhm.
And then after that, it's like they put you in there to get you, they get you addicted to it. And then they're like, we're never going to give it to you again.
Yeah, dude, I had a fucking video of one of my mango trees or some shit, and I posted it like 3 or 4 years ago.
You have a
and
mango
it got,
tree?
I got. What are you talking about that?
Oh, I love mangoes, dude.
But I
buy them from
posted
you.
it. It got like maybe like 80 views or something, and then 3 years later, now it has 4,000 views. It's like fuck
Things-
you.
yeah,
I don't
like-
even want them anymore. All right.
Yeah, seriously.
Turn off
Keep 'em.
notifications. Fuck you.
Seriously, dude. It just doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. Mango tree?
But yeah, so I've grown tropical fruit trees like since college.
How do you do that in
probably.
Illinois?
I just keep them in pots, bring them inside in the wintertime under lights and stuff. So yeah, my basement right now is like a jungle. It's pretty cool.
That's fucking awesome.
So
So you you replant them out in the outside during the summer, or
no, I can't plant them in the ground because then like I'm not gonna be able to
Yeah,
dig them
true.
up and
Yeah.
bring them back in.
Yeah,
That's-
makes sense. Dumb
So-
question. Stupid.
But like I'm the stupid one because every fucking fall and every spring I have to bring them up the fucking stairs or down the fucking, and there's hundreds of them. Like I have all different kinds of fruit trees that I've grown from seed, and it's like some of them probably will never make fruit, you know. Some of them are like around 10 years old, have not made anything because
Okay.
keeping it in a pot slows down the growth, and you know, just not living in fucking Miami or whatever. Like I'm just never gonna have them at their full potential.
Right.
But it is, I just love trees.
Do you
and
like
shit.
gardening in general? Like,
Yeah, that's
okay.
gonna be starting up in a couple weeks.
You got a bonsai tree yet?
Yeah, I got a couple bonsais,
Yeah.
and then a couple that I've like made myself out of like lemon trees or whatever.
Just bonsai them? Yeah.
Yeah, like I'll like dig 'em out.
Bonsai tree.
I had one lemon tree where it had to get like trimmed down a bunch, but then I picked it up and I like cleared out how like roots, there's all those gaps. So I just like brought it up like 5 inches so you could see all the roots and stuff.
Like a bonsai tree.
Yeah. So I'm like, see, look, it's a bonsai. I don't even really understand what it means to make something a bonsai tree, but that's my bonsai tree. Yeah. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, I was building a garden last year before my work accident, so I never got to finish it. So this year, hopefully I'm going to be able to rototill where I had everything, plotted out. But my neighbor thinks that the people who lived here before us, that's where they had their garden. It was a hillbilly ass garden. Literally, it was like pallets and cinder blocks, and like I get what they were trying to do, but it was just not good. Yeah. And so I ripped all that out. I'm like, I'm just gonna fucking rototill everything. I'm gonna fucking get 12x2s and just build a box, put some dirt in there, have it a raised bed, and then my neighbor thinks that the people before us built their garden on top of where the septic cap is.
Oh.
Which, I mean, I guess could essentially be good for fertilizer.
That's what I was going to say.
But at the same time, why the fuck would you do that? So I really have to figure out where the septic cap is just in case I need to just plant grass there and then figure out where else the garden's going to be because...
really healthy, shit-flavored cucumbers.
Yeah. Why does this taste like Rosati's? But no, I do. At my old house, my wife and I grew cucumbers, tomatoes, bell peppers, and dude, I love having. It's so much different than the store, that. Yeah. I mean, it's just, and the fact that you plant them, you fucking take care of them, and then you eat the fruit that it bears. Yeah,
it's a good feeling.
It is a really good feeling, and I want to get, a bunch of stuff in there. I want to grow some garlic. I want to do some, but you got to do that in the wintertime. I learned that. My buddy Jake told me that. You got to
recommend doing like stone or like cinder blocks or metal or something.
Just to protect from the animals and stuff.
Well, like wood, I've made wood
rotted out and stuff. Yeah,
after a few years, you're gonna have to replace stuff.
Right.
Like the screws are gonna start popping out, and it's
that makes sense.
So yeah, like long term, I would say like they have like the tin ones or like the ones that look like siding or something.
Yeah.
But
I wonder if that like that.
Nice.
Jesus Christ, that's my alarm to post something on YouTube that will never get viewed. But like, I wonder if like that like recycled wood, that like Trek wood or whatever it's called. I wonder if that would work. It's like recycled newspaper like crammed together. I wonder if that would work. Because that's supposed to not rot.
Probably treated in a way, yeah.
Yeah, that's supposed to not rot, so maybe I'll look into that.
Probably like 80% glue, but yeah.
Hey, right. Extra flavor.
I replaced all my wood boxes with like cinder blocks. I got some like turquoise paint and like painted the sides of them so they're not like just gray and shit looking.
Right.
But yeah, it's just a longer term thing.
My neighbor, he just put a chain link fence around it, and we had a bunch of ducks, and they just stick their heads through the chain link fence and grab tomatoes.
That's why you got to get the chicken wire.
But it'd be so cute because they'll grab a tomato a little too big, and they couldn't get their head back out.
That's adorable. Yeah. You can keep trying.
Favorite thing to watch.
Yeah, I want to this year. I'm gonna same thing: tomatoes, cucumbers, bell peppers, and then I want to try to grow some new stuff. Yeah. I don't know what yet, but I definitely want to get some like rosemary, thyme, like get some good herbs going.
Rosemary is my favorite.
Yeah, I love rosemary, dude. Yeah. Rosemary makes everything great. Chicken, steak, anything, dude. I love it.
Super easy to grow cilantro, by the way. Super easy.
Oh yeah,
to grow what?
Everywhere.
You literally cilantro.
Oh, I thought you said sriracha. I'm like, you can't just grow hot sauce, dude.
No, you could grow sriracha peppers.
I know. Yeah, no. I actually found that out that sriracha is not the brand. It's the sauce.
It's the pepper.
Or like gourds and pumpkins are fun to grow because like there's no pressure. Like I'm not gonna eat a fucking gourd. It's just gonna sit on the table and look pretty, you know. So it's like growing art, you know.
Yeah, I would like to grow some butternut squash though, because those are delicious.
And those are easy to grow. Those grow quick.
Yeah, I like making spaghetti squash. Have you heard that?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, you just cut it in half, salt and pepper, olive oil, and you roast it in the oven. And then you take forks and pull it apart, and it has a consistency of noodles to an extent, a little softer. But it's just a healthier way to eat spaghetti.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It
is fair enough. It is fair enough. No, it's really good. You should try it.
I don't like vegetables.
We can tell. So, comedy. Where did you first start?
Comedy.
We're gonna fucking get through this.
Right. So,
talent show.
I did the talent show, and then in college I did some, but not enough, and then got into teaching, didn't do it at all, and then I got into stripping, and my life opened up again. I had more like free
Your
time.
nightlife was back, yeah.
Right. So I started to, like, in my first year of stripping, I started doing stand up again. I went to the Comedy Shrine was in the mall, I think, at that point, right before they went out of business again. And then where did I go after that? Oh, and then the Comedy Vault in Batavia.
Okay.
Yeah.
They were just opening up as I was starting up again. So that was perfect because that's 20 minutes from my house, and
Okay.
that's probably the best mic in the burbs.
I was gonna
Honestly,
say, yeah.
I have yet to go to it. I don't know why.
Oh, dude.
Great headliners are there all the time.
I know.
yeah.
I know I should go.
And it's weird. It's
It's
like
on
a
Mondays, right? Or two.
Monday nights at
But you
8.
sign up.
but
You sign up on a
at
Wednesday, right?
Wednesday at like 9 or 10 in the morning, which is
Okay.
fucking stupid.
Yeah. So is it capped?
No, there's like 40, 50 comedians sometimes. As long as you're there, you'll get
Okay.
up. So it's,
Yeah,
although
maybe-
it's 3 minutes though.
Yeah,
which
Monday
sucks.
was easy.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that this week. Sign
Yeah.
up on Wednesday and get there on Monday. Yeah, I really want to try it just because it's 3-minute spots.
3 minutes, and it's just all the homies are there, like everyone goes there and we all hang out after the mic, and it's just a fun time. So
Yeah.
Mondays have become my favorite day of the week.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just, especially when I'm back working, I usually tend to not just go out on Mondays.
Yeah.
It's like kind of my second Sunday, like resetting myself for the week.
Yeah, Sundays are for Jesus, Mondays are for me.
Yeah, Mises. Um, so let's see. When did Jerks start? Like, how did you get into that?
So I was doing comedy for maybe a year or so, and I went to Josephine's for their Tuesday mic, and
So they had one to begin with.
yeah, it was.
Didn't
It's been a
TJ
few
Remick,
generations.
right? Or wasn't TJ Remick the first
It
mic
was
there, right?
TJ Remick and Chris Bongat were running it together. Before that, it was I think Mike Rimley and fuck, I'm blanking on her name, but yeah, they were running it, and it was Jokes at Joe's.
Okay.
And so, like, when TJ took over, they were like, "Can we keep doing Jokes at Joe's?" And they're like, "No, you have to change the name. It's our name." So it became Jerks at Joe's with TJ and Chris, and then Chris reached a point where I think he didn't want to do it anymore, and TJ was having a baby, so he was like, "I'm not gonna have time for this shit anymore." So one of the nights he was just like, "If anyone here would be interested in running this mic, let me know." And so I walked up to him. I was like, "I'd be interested." And apparently 4 other guys did the same thing. So it was AJ Leidig, Dylan Mahler, Dan McCarty, Mark Karski, and myself. And none of us really knew each other at all at that point. We had kind of all just been thrown together. But we like started hanging, and we became pretty close pretty quick. And I fucking love all those guys now, And
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't been doing our mic, and so we're kind of like
Falling apart. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if I don't really want to start a Jerks mic
Yeah.
again, because I don't know. I felt like it reached a point where I didn't think that things were delegated correctly. Like, I felt like I was doing a lot of work and my fellow producers weren't matching, And so I love those guys, but I just feel like I like that I don't have to worry about it anymore. I like that I don't have that responsibility, and I could just see them as my buddies. And like, so things are kind of rekindling, because like especially after we moved to the bit,
Yeah.
it just put a lot of pressure on all of us, because it was like a further drive. The owner was more like strict with us, like getting on our ass for being like 10 minutes late or something. It's like, dude, we don't even have anything to fucking do. Like, it's just
Everyone
you
comes
just
late.
want us to be here,
Right.
Which, by the way, the Bit Theater, fucking shithole. Don't go there ever.
I heard.
But yeah, so I want to start my own showcase. I'm trying to find somewhere in like St. Charles, Geneva. That's where
Okay.
I'm
Oh, that'd be a
from.
good spot. 100%.
Yeah. So I was thinking I might be interested in starting a mic after the showcase is established, because then people already know about the showcase and they have a reason to start coming to the mic right away,
Right.
as opposed to like starting a mic and waiting the 2 months for it to pick up and then trying to start a showcase after that. That just seems like a lot of
If you have the
stupid
showcase
work.
right away, then yeah, people will show.
Right, yeah, they'll be like, oh, I could get on that show, and it's a new mic, so I have an even bigger chance. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like that's a good way to do it. But I'm kind of not in a rush to get that going because
I had the
Running
same
a-
feeling. I wanted to find a spot to do like an open mic in my areas, and I talked to a couple bars, and they got their contact information. I just never did anything with it. Yeah.
or I'll send like an email to one of them, and then they won't send me an email back, and I'm like, no, I'm just waiting on them.
Yeah.
I'm giving them a fair chance,
Yeah.
one at a time.
They haven't read it yet. Yeah.
Yeah, running a mic every week is it's a lot, especially like when I started. I guess it didn't really have a name when I started it. The one at the Gambler in McHenry, and then Amy asked me if I needed help, and I'm like yes. Then it became the Gauntlet, and then Amy took over pretty much. I mean, I was just there,
Right.
and after pretty much literally like I was just there. She wouldn't even let me help her set up the tables. I'm like, Amy, I can help. She's like, I got
know
it.
how I like it.
Amy, I mean,
She's a dominatrix. She wants to take the lead.
yeah, well, she, everybody that knows Amy knows she's very specific, and I see it now. It's to a very good
That's
point.
why she's an awesome producer.
Exactly.
She
It's
thinks
I was
about every little detail.
Yep. It was I was I was still a year in when I started that, so I didn't really understand why she was being the way she was. And now I'm like, oh, okay, I get it, because the Gauntlet's more than just an open mic. It's a showcase pretty much every
If
week.
you have a vision, like
Right.
you're gonna do everything you can to make
Right.
it happen.
And when I started, I was like, this is just a mic for all us suburb comics to just do, so we don't have to drive all the way to the city.
Her
all
flyers
the time.
are one of the best in the city, though.
Yeah.
I will say her
Yeah.
flyers are top notch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's so on top of it. Like
Yeah.
she makes multiple flyers a week. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I remember just one a week for the Jerks mic was like, oh god, I got to do it again. Like,
Yeah. Well, after the Gauntlet left, Amy asked me if I wanted to go with. I was like, no, I want the Gambler wants me to keep a normal open mic here. So it was me, this guy Devin, and Blake Latica. I don't know if you know him. It was like, I understand what you're saying, where you're like, oh, one producer's putting in more work than everybody else. Like,
I feel like I did that to myself though. In
I feel like I did
everyone's
that too.
fairness, I'm just that type of person
Same.
where I'm like, no, I'll do it,
Yeah.
and then
like to the
and
point.
then I make everyone feel guilty because I fucking force them to not do anything.
That's how I strive, though.
Yeah, like at the mic would start at 8 o'clock. I'd be there at 6, getting everything set up. I'm like, hey, can we meet there at 6? Everybody, blah blah blah. Everybody get there at 6:30. Everything's already set up by the time everybody gets there. It's like, all right. And then there's like the flyer thing. It's like my buddy, they wanted a new flyer every week, but I'm like, I'm the one that's got to make the new flyer every week. Like, I'm just gonna post the same flyer every week. Fuck you at this point. Like, and it got to the point where it's too much. It's too much every fucking week.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, showcase is where
A monthly showcase.
monthly
too.
showcase.
Fucking. I'm not doing this every
Yeah.
week.
Well, actually, producing my first showcase at O'Donnell's on May 3rd.
Okay.
It's called Unprotected Sets.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm Jack is co-producing it with me. He's also doing a guest spot. We got Mr. Eddie opening. Then Brian
McDonald's, dude.
yeah.
That's a gold mine that we found there. Or
Yeah.
Andy,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whoever,
I know. I've been bartending for quite a bit for a minute, and everyone keeps asking me because I always like to mention I do comedy. It's like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, go to O'Donnell's in the city. That's one of the
Right.
best spots. That's not a club.
Yeah. It seems like multiple people have something going there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, because I actually had a special showcase concept. I'm not going to tell it on the air because it's live. But no, I had a special showcase concept that I was running by Amy, and it's not your standard comedy showcase. It involves a podcast. It was very intricate, and she got a date for me on May 3rd, and I was like, oh
Nice.
shit. I'm like, it's not ready yet. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
we don't have any chairs yet. Nothing.
I mean that, and just like the full like we have the premise, but like not
Equipment.
No, we have the equipment. What do you mean?
No, I meant like for the chairs and stuff like that.
Oh, we
yeah.
can just fucking get 2 folding chairs. I'm not worried about that.
Still
I'm
to
just
get 'em,
saying.
though.
I'm just saying, like, just the premise itself we had, and like, I don't know, it's gonna be like more of a talk show based, but like also the comedians doing their bits.
Okay.
And like I said, it just wasn't ready. And so now we're just going to do a normal showcase per month for now until we can figure it out. But yeah, the showcase thing it just seems like a lot more doable than a fucking weekly mic.
Yep.
Weekly mic is just way too much, especially I got 2 young kids. It's like it's way too much to commit to. And but yeah, no, the first one is on May 3rd. Yeah, Jack's doing a guest spot. Mr. Eddie's opening. Brian Miklas, Lexi Cosentini, and then Jason Seiler's headlining it.
Nice.
So it's a good lineup.
Very good lineup.
Yeah. Very excited for it. Hopefully we can sell some tickets.
Brian Miklas, because I was judging the gauntlet this week, and he went up and had like the best fucking set because it was like toward the end of the night where like the crowd's leaving and shit. And he's like, I'm not even gonna do material, fuck it. And he just made fun of everyone in the room, and it was just awesome. Like he really just like when a comedian can do something like that, you're like, they've been working. Like they have that muscle prepped, you know?
Yeah.
I like seeing that.
Yeah, and he definitely puts in a lot of work for sure. Yeah. And it like I don't ever want to say that I'm like jealous of single people. But it's like when I didn't find out I wanted to do comedy until after I had kids. So it's like kind of like something that I have to figure out the balance and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like, God damn it, I wish I could go out 5 nights a week, you know?
Right.
Because that does make a difference. You know, the repetition and the practice, it's just like, but I also got the life experience stuff and I got a lot of fucking good material from just having kids, you know? So it's like, it has its positives and obviously I don't regret anything by any means, but it's just like, the work it requires, it's just, you know what I mean? It's a lot.
Yeah, it's so much.
Yeah,
like no matter how much you're doing, you need to do more.
Yep, exactly. And I mean, like the past 8 months that I've been off of work from this injury, I've literally put in so much time. Like, and I know that's still not enough. Like I was doing 3-4 nights a week, multiple mics a night, and it shows. Like I definitely got a lot better. I've gotten booked a lot more.
I've noticed for sure.
And thank you. And I literally, it's just, I know still I'd be like, I need to go do more. And my wife would be like, go do more. I'm like, but I want to be home with my kids.
Right.
And this chair sucks.
I know.
This thing, have you guys been hearing it?
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much I fucking move when I talk. Dude, and just like fucking really into it today.
Luckily, it's not near the mic. I've been looking at it. Yeah, it's not getting picked up. But.
Yeah, I thought it was the table, but I'm like, I'm not touching the table.
Yeah, I think you're all right.
But yeah, no, it's what was I talking about? Oh, the work.
Balance,
Yeah. It's just I know, like, it's never enough. It's never enough time, and I feel like when I go back to work, I'm gonna be like, God damn it, I should have done more. But I did a lot, so it's like I got to be content with that. And you know, I've built a 15-minute set now. I've only been getting booked for 10, which is great because I love the 10-minute. That 10-minute spot is just perfect.
I agree. Yeah.
You know, and I think I've only done 15 minutes once. And I think I only actually did like 13 and a half.
Okay.
So, but now, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely understand the balance thing. I mean, I don't have kids or anything, but
that you know of.
No, you know, like I work at Amazon in the warehouse now. So like I work Thursday through Sunday, 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. So it's like it's a full-time job because I'm doing 10-hour shifts, but I have 3 days off, which is nice. So I have Monday, Tuesday where I could go out, stay out the whole night doing comedy. But then like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, those are nights that I still do comedy, but then fucking work sucks the next day. And I'm like, it's so like working in a warehouse and you just half asleep, dude. It's such a hard job to do when you're tired. So yeah, like I'm constantly just like having this internal battle of like, do I go do 3 minutes at a place where I'll probably bomb, or do I get sleep and not hate my life the next 3 days in a row, you know?
Yeah. And that's going to be a big thing when I go back to work because I have to wake up. I mean, it's 6:30 to 3, 5 days a week. So it's like...
Yeah, I'd be getting home at least like 12 o'clock every day just to get that proper sleep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm planning on just I'm going to start off with 1 night a week.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Wednesdays so I can at least hit 2.
Well, what are you doing on Wednesdays, though? Like, which ones?
I've been actually hitting 3 Blind Mice. Well, I shouldn't say I've only been to it twice. But when I go back to work, that's like I'll leave right after work, go to 3 Blind Mice, and then go to Out by 10 or Cole's.
How much of a drive is it to the city for you?
Hour and a half.
Really?
hour and a
Even from
half
here?
minimum. Yeah,
I thought
down
this
there?
was
but like on the way up, it takes an hour to get home.
right.
But
I
like
thought
the
I don't
first
know
time
why
I went
thought
to
it
the
was
Lincoln
a
Lodge,
shorter drive for you guys here.
first time I went to the Lincoln Lodge, it took me 2 hours because of traffic.
Yeah.
God, that is enough of discouragement for me to just not do city mics. And then whenever I do city mics, I feel like no one pays attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
been-
what the fuck did I come here for?
I got
That's the frustrating
yelled
as
at-
fuck part.
you
It's
know,
like I'm
you
driving
sit in
2
fucking
hours.
traffic,
I'm driving,
and then you get fucking 3 minutes of these assholes. The host isn't even getting laughs because no one's even paying attention to the host. It's like, what are we all just
Oh, yeah, I
fucking
go out
taking
there.
turns dealing with our anxiety with a microphone? What the fuck are we doing, man?
yeah.
100% though.
That's why I'm really glad that I put in all the work while I was off because
Yeah.
I made a pretty decent headway like towards getting booked regularly now.
Right.
So like I have a show every weekend till June, like all the way through May, every
Nice.
weekend. So it's like, all right, cool. So now it's like I don't need like I was actually talking to AJ Leidig about this a few weeks ago. I was like, man, I'm really nervous like to go back to work because like all the work I put in. He's like, honestly, dude, go out one night a week, just show your face and stay relevant. Make sure you're still writing. That's all you really need to do. Like,
That's good advice.
I mean, coming from the guy that puts in so much work,
Yeah.
you know,
But AJ is he's a different animal, dude.
He
He's
is.
so young and his brain, he's so mature. The way that he thinks is just crazy. That kid is going to be fucking big real soon.
He's gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
like Nate Bargatze type level, I swear. Yeah.
And I was talking to him, I was like, dude, you should probably try Kill Tony. You would kill it because not only is your minute going to be amazing, but also he's so good on the spot that like his interview is going to be amazing too. And he's like, I don't know if I even want to do it. It's like, holy shit. Like,
I mean, honestly, that's cool to think about the fact that he really doesn't even need to do it.
right.
But like, it would just skyrocket him right away.
Yeah, but
you know?
it's just so respectable though, because like I feel like every comedian's like, if only I could get on Kill Tony,
Yep.
you
We
know,
tried.
everything would change.
We tried last week or 2 weeks ago. We drove to
Yeah?
Nashville. Yeah, me,
Damn.
Jack,
Addison,
Chris,
Sam Barry.
and Sam Barry all drove down there.
Sam Barry, dude.
It was a great goddamn night.
yeah.
We forced Sam Barry to party.
Yeah. Well, Sam was saying, I can't smoke because of my job, and he literally Sam. I mean, everybody knows Sam Barry's big stoner, and he was ready to go to bed at like 11. He's like, oh, I'm
Like,
fucking.
let's go back to the hotel and smoke. It's like, yeah, but John's like,
I
I'm worried
was-
about the kid right now.
Dude, I was drinking, I was dancing. I don't dance ever, and I'm like, guys, I want to dance. And Sam's like, you know what, Torgy, I got you, man. And he just pounded a 16-ounce Miller Lite. I'm like, I love you, dude. And dude, me and Sam were just the sweatiest white guys on that dance floor. You think
does
Sam's?
sweat so
Oh, dude,
much.
I'm just as bad.
Yeah.
But I have to be. I don't just sweat on stage like he does. I sweat like if I'm moving, dude. It's bad. It was bad. Like my shoes, I had to throw in the washing machine when I got home. But
There wasn't a disco ball there, but they might as well have been a disco ball. Yeah.
I
we
do
had-
sweat a lot too.
we
Like,
had-
even right now, I'm sweating.
we had so much fucking fun, dude. It was a blast, and the Kill Tony experience was very cool because we met a bunch of cool comics in line and stuff, and then
None of them got a chance. Yeah.
It-
All the funny people we met there, none of them got a chance.
that's the part that really sucked. I mean, we
Yeah.
can't really say much about it, but I will say that because of the NDA we signed.
Oh.
But like,
yeah.
yeah,
Until
it
it's
was legit.
posted, yeah, we can't mention any names or who
but
was
I
there.
but I will say that all the comedians, maybe 2 of the 10 comedians that got pulled were good. Everybody
Yes.
else was ass.
Right.
And there was one chick that literally just wasted everybody's time, didn't even tell a fucking joke.
20,000 people booed her. And I felt,
20,000 people because it was in the Bridgestone Arena, dude. And like
well, 15,000 wasn't sold out, but yeah.
right, but I had my minute was like I had a great minute planned out, and then I was gonna crush the interview because I got hit by a car at work.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
that
would've
was-
been good.
Dude,
yeah.
I had the fucking like that was gonna be perfect,
Uh-huh.
and I literally manifested in my head, dude. I really was convinced that I was getting up there. Obviously, you gotta kind of.
Yeah,
You gotta,
everyone's
you
doing the
gotta,
same
yeah,
thing,
you
but-
gotta, you kind of have to do
I
that.
thought they were
though,
doing
too.
a lightning
No, you're
round
right.
because I just watched him pull names out of the bucket, and I was
Right,
like, "Oh, there's our
dude.
fucking chance!" Like, up, grabbed a woman finally. He's like, "All right,
Honestly,
let's go home."
Honestly, he could have been like, "Oh, Addison, that's a girl name," and then, you know. But
Yeah,
like,
right.
I don't know. Like, yeah, I was. You kind of have to manifest that you're gonna go up because, especially in a fucking place of 20,000 or 15,000 people, whatever it may be. It's like you don't want to just like get pulled and be like, "Oh shit, really? No way!" Like,
Yeah.
because that's what happened.
Some people can't, like, during the interview, they don't even know how to answer a question.
Dude, this
There was
one
like a
guy.
handful.
Ridiculous.
This one guy was just not like you could tell that he was brand new in comedy, whatever. And like Tony literally said, let's go through this. I'm going to help you write a joke. Right. And he was like asking questions that could lead to like premises or punchlines or anything. And he was just like, he tried for like 15 minutes. He's like, all right, get the fuck off the stage, dude. It's like, come on, man. Yeah. So it's like, I just wish that like the fact that I didn't get pulled, whatever. But like, I just wish that the 10 people that got pulled were fucking good, like comics that take it seriously, that like, we drove 8 hours for this shit.
I wanted to cheer someone on.
Just be disappointed. Yeah, we just like, it was just so disappointing that it was just like, really?
Yeah, like, or like, did you see the Netflix one?
Not yet.
No, I was thinking like, imagine that. Like you're kind of pretty new to comedy, and you're like, sure, I'll try Kill Tony,
and then you're on Netflix.
You have a shit set on Netflix.
Well, they said
the episode that we went to. Can we say that?
I'm not 100%, but I mean, fuck it. Let's see what happens.
Hey, you know what? That'll actually bring some fucking. That'll actually bring some shit to TorgyTalk. Yeah, no.
But no, they announced it. Netflix trailer and everything. They showed the Montgomery thing, so
it's going to be on Netflix.
I'm like 80% sure.
Those motherfuckers are bombed on Netflix. The last girl was literally crying her eyes out outside of the by the bathrooms and shit. And I went out there. I was like, "You good? Fucking you waste like if she tried to tell a single joke, she literally was just like, I just got engaged, and everybody's like, okay. And she's like, I got engaged to another comic, so date night is open mic night. Booze. And then she was like, and guess what our vacation is? It's driving 8 hours from Arkansas to Nashville, Tennessee for Kill Tony.
Yeah, and then she looks up.
And that was her minute.
Yeah.
That was her fucking minute. I'm like, what the fuck did you just do?
Right.
This guy in front of us, this fat guy with his ass hanging out of his fucking pants was like, get off the fucking stage, bitch. I'm like, good Lord.
I was like 90% sure that guy was gay too, but
he might have been, dude. I don't know. But like the fact that it was just 4 hours of just wasted time.
Yeah.
Like the whole trip, I don't regret any of it. I had one of the best nights of my life with my friends, and it was just like, all of us became way closer. Yeah. And it's just like, come on, man. We're gonna make it a yearly thing where we try to go wherever to try to sign up, I guess. But like,
I'd love to do that.
We'll let you know when the next one is, dude.
For sure.
We want to rent a van or a bus. I think that'd be a fun thing. A little tour bus or RV.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude. They got to eventually be coming to the United Center, I would assume. Why wouldn't they come to Chicago?
I'd imagine that line for the comic section be a little on edge.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It was very frustrating. Like I said, just because I've never heard anybody on Kill. I'm not saying that I have the best fucking interview ever, but like I've never heard anybody say they got hit by a car. I saw one guy, the veteran that had his legs cut off.
Mr. Footloose.
And he's like, I was in the Army. And he's like, I actually did not lose my legs in combat. He's like, I was out 21st birthday. He got ran over by a train.
Oh, shit.
So that's like, right there. Like just anytime you get hit by anything, I feel like it's a good story,
Fucking 21st birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
And he said he got black legs because they're faster. Oh my God, dude. Where do we want to go next? Jack-o'-lantern.
I don't know. We're at a minute 21 right now.
A minute and 21. That's been
an
a
hour
really
and
long
21.
minute.
My bad.
Holy shit.
I'm dyslexic. Sorry.
Do you have any shows coming up that you would like to plug? Speaking of plug, have you ever heard of Plug Talk?
Plug Talk?
No.
Is that like when you had like a microphone? In your
No. Plug Talk is it's a podcast by. Do you know who Lena the Plug is? And Adam 22.
No.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, Adam 22 and Lena the Plug, they're porn stars, and they have a podcast where they bring on other porn stars, and then they talk, and then they fuck. That's why I don't know
and
why
that's why
that
we brought you here.
Welcome to Torgy Plug. But no, like that was I don't know why. Yeah, plug a show, Plug Talk.
Good reference.
I also follow this other podcast called Pillow Talk with Ryan. Have you heard of that one? Same concept.
I've heard of it.
This dude Ryan Pownell, whatever. He has porn stars on his podcast, and he just hangs out with porn stars all the time.
Female or male?
Mainly female.
Oh.
But like
I feel like the male ones have more stories.
Probably, but like I mean, dude, this guy's living the devil's dream. That was it. Go ahead.
It's your turn now.
Shows to plug. I'm doing. Billy Long has a new show.
Are you on the May
Somewhere.
16th show?
Yeah,
I think I made that
you
flyer.
are.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think Vince Moranto is headlining it.
Nice.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then Zoe's
I made that
gonna be on
flyer,
there,
actually.
too.
Yeah, Zoe Dodson. Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
a fucking great show in Twin Lakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Twin Lakes. It's a new banquet hall. Billy said I'm getting there early because there's fish fry,
Oh.
and apparently it's a huge banquet hall that will have 100+ people in it.
I didn't make
Nice.
it. I am making the flyer right now. Actually, I just looked up like, oh yeah, it's not even fully complete yet.
But yeah, so that one I'm excited about, and I'm doing AJ's Hush Hush show at the Lincoln Lodge that went the 14th.
Okay, so that is
So-
his show then.
Yeah.
Okay, I see him. Does he co-produce it with somebody else too?
Zach Liss, I think.
Okay,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
yeah, both
I've
those.
met him
Guys.
a couple times. I don't really know him
AJ's supposed to come on the podcast if he's just so busy.
well. Mhm.
My first
Hopefully-
time meeting Zach Liss, I've noticed right away he does the Shane Gillis hands like perfectly. It's like, oh,
Yeah, he's a little robotic.
yeah.
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 I think Zach is. I actually messaged him too. I was supposed to get him on, but yeah, no, I was the Hush Hush show. I got to message him about it. I guess I didn't know who the fuck to. I've like finally. I've only been to
sent
2
AJ
Lincoln
a
Lodge
message,
shows.
and then he told me to message the page, and then the page ignored me, and so I messaged AJ again, like, "Hey, man," and AJ was like, "Oh yeah, sorry about that." And so yeah, it's all good, but yeah, dude, fucking, it's like it's another part-time job. Is just like submitting to fucking shows,
Yes, it is.
and for the longest time, I was like, I'm just supposed to do really well and get noticed, and then people will ask me to be on their shows. So that's how I know I've made it,
Yeah.
right?
I'm
But,
still
no.
hoping
that's
that'll
the
happen.
headspace that he's in. He's like,
Yeah.
no, I want people to
Yeah,
ask
no.
me, and I'm like, I had that for about 6 months, and guess what? I didn't do for 6 months any shows.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, you got to send. It's just until you're getting to the level where you're getting booked all the time,
Mhm.
then people will. I don't know. It's just you gotta
Submit.
Especially as white dudes, like
Yeah.
there's
Yes.
a lot of producers who are like, I don't really like booking too many white males on my show. You know, it's
Well,
like,
yeah,
okay.
like I think Emily says that a lot at Babs,
Mhm.
which is
Off-putting, but
no, I shouldn't say off, but I mean I get it. I mean the majority of comedy is white males in their 20s and 30s, but funny is funny too.
Right.
Also, I understand from a producer standpoint of putting together a showcase. You don't want to have a fucking showcase of 5 white guys,
You want diversity,
unless it's a
Yeah.
show.
Right.
You know,
I agree. But then it's like I feel like the whole point of it's not the whole point, but like what helps a lot
Sorry.
is because I actually I went to see Sam Talent at Zany's.
Oh,
nice.
Like last month probably, and we asked him the typical like, what kind of advice do you have for new comedians?
did he say you just get up there and do it?
No, that's why I loved it so much. He gave me like a genuine answer. He was like, be patient. Other comedians are going to get on shows that you want to get on, and you're going to wonder, why not me? Don't do that to yourself. Just keep working, get better, and you'll get those shows.
That's great advice because
Right?
every fucking comic that I've asked that is like
Yeah,
getting
just
booked
keep
regular,
doing
just
it.
keep
Yep.
just get up there,
right.
just get up there.
It's not advice.
It's
No.
not advice. It's like, okay, so what if I'm doing terribly? You just want to keep getting up there and
Right.
bombing?
Yeah,
Like,
thanks, Nike. Just do it.
nice. There you go.
But now Sam Talent is such a sweet human being. Like,
Yeah.
he's such a good guy. I really loved getting to meet him.
Do you know who Ryan O'Flanagan is by chance?
Ryan O'Flanagan, that sounds... Yeah, you were posting about that the other night. I'm a
Yeah.
huge fan of his.
I love Ryan O'Flanagan. I reached out to him like a month before he came and headlined Zany's. I was like, hey, I was drunk. I was like, hey, I know this is a long shot, but like any chance I could do a guest spot for you, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, he actually messaged me back. He's like, no, unfortunately I can't. The lineup's full, but I would love to have a beer with you after. I'm like, okay, sweet.
Fuck
So I
yeah.
went to the show. Me and Luis Ramirez went. He was supposed to go, but he
Oh,
couldn't.
dude, Luis, he's another guy.
Luis is
I
my guy,
fucking
dude.
love that guy.
Yeah,
he's
he's-
so funny.
He's the man, dude. He just needs to get out and do more.
yeah.
He just moved to Rockford, unfortunately.
Oh no.
Yeah, his
Yeah,
dad.
there's not much out there.
Yeah,
for
his,
comedy.
his dad bought a house because they were renting a house. His dad bought a house in Rockford, and it's just like he's just so far away from everything.
I
But
see.
I told him next week we're supposed to go a couple times, but he's coming. He comes to my house and then I drive from there. So it's like kind of out of the way, but it's a 2-hour drive from him directly into the city, or an hour here and then an hour with somebody. So
That sucks. Dude.
yeah. So we went out to Ryan O'Flanagan's show, and I fucking we met him after the show, whatever, and he was talking about this place, Richards, in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been there?
No.
You can smoke inside.
Really?
Oh,
We had a Richards
sorry,
bar.
sorry,
like,
Richards. But dude, literally, I went to Richards, and because he talked about it in his set, because I didn't want to be like, oh, where are you guys going? Where are you guys going? I didn't want to fucking be like pushy, because he said he was hanging out with friends that night. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I messaged him. I'm like, hey, we're over at Richards. Was awesome to meet you. Hopefully you have a good night in Chicago. He's like, we're at this bar. I'm like, should we come through? He's like, fuck yeah. I'm like, okay. So we got there, sat down. The first thing he said when he sat down, he's like, trivia for $1? I'm like, sure. He's like, what is the most collectible toy back in the 90s? I was like,
Pet dispenser.
Hot Wheels. And he's like, correct. I'm like, oh shit. It was my first answer.
Nice.
And then I'm like, how about trivia for you? He's like, what do you got? I'm like, when was the first woman a member at Augusta National Golf Club in Georgia? He's like, 1970. I'm like, dude, it's way higher than you think. He's like, 1980. I'm like, way higher than you think. He's like, what is it? I'm like, 2012. And he started laughing, and then like I bought him a shot of Malort. I did a shot of Malort with him.
Gross.
Disgusting. Actually, wasn't as bad as I remember it being. Maybe it's because I was already buzzed.
Let's say you cannot start with Malort. You have to have a few drinks and then have Malort.
Yes,
That's
for sure.
good advice.
And we ended up talking. He pulled me aside and he's like, hey, look, the real reason I couldn't have you do a guest spot is because this is my first time headlining Zanies. I didn't want to just be like, hey, I want this guy to do a guest spot for me. But he's like, next time I'm in town, you 100% can do a guest spot for me. I'm like,
Fuck
oh
yeah,
shit,
dude.
for real? He's like, yeah, dude. I'm like, what are the odds of me getting you on the podcast, like on a video call? He's like, 100%. I'm like,
Hell
what?
yeah.
So I'm going to message him in a couple months because I don't want to just like,
That's
bombard
cool
him.
to see
But
that
we've-
he's like still
a normal
good-
person.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
dude, we have a good conversation thread going. Like, I'll hit him up I'll message, like, I'll comment on one of his stories or something, and he'll say something back to me. So it's like, he was the coolest, most genuine dude, and he's so fucking funny. I've never seen his stand up. I just saw his videos. When he's like in a town, like being a weird tourist or whatever. Those videos, I had never seen his stand up. His stand up was fucking fantastic, and I'm like, dude. And the fact that like, hopefully I can become his friend one day. That'd be really cool. I mean, like right now, he just seems like a really fucking genuine dude, And that's it's really cool to see that people that are doing that.
Where's he based at?
Jesus Christ. I think that's a good question.
Yeah, I feel like he'd be a good.
California or something?
I think California.
Yeah, I wanted to guess him, but like he could be a New York comic for all I fucking know.
'Cause, I feel like I first started seeing his videos during like COVID or something.
Yeah. Yep.
And
Pretty much.
I was just like, this guy's just got it. He's
Yeah.
just fucking, he's hilarious.
He's figured it out.
And I love how comedians, like, we're kind of like rugged badasses, but we also like fangirl over each other all the
Oh, yeah.
time.
All the time.
Like, oh, you're so funny. Oh my God.
Because seriously, that's what I said to him, and I'm like, should we come through to the bar? I'm like, I don't want to be like a fanboy psycho. He's like, no, dude. He's like, no, dude, come through. I'm like, okay, cool. And then we had a fucking great night. And I thought that it was weird for me to like reach out to somebody and ask for a guest spot like that because I've only done it twice, to him and then to Joey Avery, because I love Joey
and
Avery.
Tom Segura when you were shit faced.
Oh, that doesn't. I was at the United Center hammered. I'm like, Tom, I'm in the audience. Let me do 5. Immediately deleted it. But yeah, I mean, I was just like, fuck it, I'll shoot my shot, and it paid off. So it was like, that was really, really cool. But
and like just hanging out with comedians. Like comedians are the coolest people.
yeah, really, they are.
And I love how like after the vault, we'll all like stroll in like a group of 15, 20 comedians into the bar across the street.
People always ask me like, "What's your favorite part about comedy?" It's the green room.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Or
that's the best
the
place.
the
But it's a
hang.
variety of people. There's old people, there's young people, there's fucking weird people, and there's normal people. None of them are normal.
Yeah.
But like, but it's just so exciting to be like, what are all you doing together? You know?
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
like, oh, we're all just fucked in the head. You know?
Seriously though, like ever since I started doing comedy, like I have the weirdest and coolest. I consider most people that I do comedy with friends, and it's definitely one of the best things I've ever done in my life is start comedy.
The best clique I've ever gotten myself into. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, the hang, like the hang is the best. Like before and after the mic, like if you can sit and hang out with people and like, not even, it doesn't even have to be about bouncing jokes off of each other, just fucking talking and just being normal with people,
Yeah, people who are like you and at least one.
And they know who you're talking about, like, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You mention a name, like, oh yeah, I've worked with that guy. And you just start talking shit.
Yeah, because we all just love comedy so much that it's like, oh man.
I have like a few shows I want to talk about real quick. I got next Saturday, Zocalo in Milwaukee at 8 p.m. Then I got my first guest spot on the 26th at the Red Room.
Cool.
Then the 3rd is the Unprotected Sets at O'Donnell's at 8 o'clock. And then pending May 9th at the PM&L Theater in Antioch. Then the 16th with Billy at it's in Twin Lakes. I'll get you guys the location on that soon. I don't know. It's at a banquet hall in Twin Lakes. That narrows it down.
Yeah, I don't even.
You still
know
haven't
where
given
it
me a
is.
location yet for that either. So
Yeah. And then I got the Jason Seiler show, The Law Office in Yorkville.
That's a good one.
Yeah. And then I'm hosting a Father's Day themed show at Windsor Pizza in Loves Park on the 24th.
Oh, I was just in Loves Park. I did Hope and Acre.
Yeah. So
That's a really good room.
yeah, I have not done it yet. Joseph Christopher runs that, right? Or
No.
part of it, doesn't he?
No,
I thought he
don't think
used
so.
to or something.
Fuck,
I
I forget
know
what the guy's name is.
it's a black dude, right?
No, it's a
No?
really, really big white guy.
It's the exact opposite.
But I'm pissed because I did so well, but I didn't like set up a camera, so I have like a shitty muffled voice recording from my pocket. But
See, I feel like I don't know about you. I know about Jack for sure. Whenever you do your best, it's never recorded.
right,
I feel like there's no pressure.
Or you do
you're not like
great.
you don't have to worry about fucking It's like I have so many good clips that are not recorded. It's like God damn it, man. It's
I
like
had a
oh fuck
great
it, I'm not
crowd
recording
work
this.
moment where you just couldn't hear what the crowd was saying. And I was like, what's the fucking point? Like, I need an extra mic just to pick up the fucking crowd. Like,
Yeah.
well, you could put like little captions.
yeah, but I don't even know what the guy's saying too. Like, trying to rewatch
What
it.
the
it's
fuck
like,
are we
yeah.
talking about? God damn it. Oh man.
They laughed, is all I know.
Well, dude, thank you so much for coming out here.
Bro, we didn't even do the comedy round.
Oh yeah, the route much more.
Fuck
Hey,
the one
fucking
thing
no,
he
no,
told
yeah,
me to
yeah,
prepare.
yeah. Hey,
We're not prepared.
no, thank you for reminding me. What is who are your
So number one is Jim Carrey.
That's a
yes.
great one.
He's always gonna be my number one. And then
Where'd you first fall in love with Jim Carrey?
Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura. Then I've
The
recently
Mask.
went back into
Yeah, dude, the fucking eyebrow thing. I was like, oh, I love that you can watch Jim Carrey and he doesn't have to say anything. He can make
Yep.
you laugh.
Yep.
What's that one skit show he was on back in like the
in Living Color?
in Living
Living
Color?
Color,
Yeah.
right.
He's the only thing on there that holds up. I
Yeah.
swear.
Or like Ace Ventura, I remember watching like the behind the scenes or whatever, and it would say like there are parts in the script that say Jim just being Jim. You know, they just let him do whatever the fuck he wants.
It's so cool to see, like, if you watch like behind the scenes or like stuff of like about shit he did, like a lot of that, like how much of it was improvised.
Right?
It's
yeah.
just insane, and it's like some of the biggest parts in the movies. You know, it's like some
Yeah.
of the funniest parts are just him being him.
Yep, just wild Jim.
Hell yeah.
I love that guy. And then Rodney Dangerfield.
Okay.
I caught him early in my life, and I was like, I love his speed. You know, like people are complaining that I'm busy laughing at one joke, I missed the next two. You know,
I get no
Like,
respect.
He's just fucking boom, boom, boom. I love that. I like that's kind of like the golden standard for comedy for me. I'm like, at some point, I want to be at that speed. You know,
Yeah.
where I just have all my jokes ready, and I'm just bap, bap, bap. Who else? I loved George Carlin. When
Yeah.
I was in college, they had all of George Carlin's shit on Netflix, like all of his
Ooh.
older specials and everything. I doubt they're on there still, but like,
I know HBO's got a few on there
Yeah.
still.
dude, there's like 10, 15 specials that he did. He's fucking prolific, and he just
So ahead of his
incredible
time.
thinker. Yeah, just ahead of any time, really. Like that guy is just fucking amazing.
Imagine if he was doing that today.
Right. Yeah. We need them. We
Yeah.
need that, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like voices like that are just
Politics
so
are probably a
rare.
little bit different because so many people will be listening to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you still see clips of him
Yeah.
now, and it's like exactly what's going on still. Like he holds up for sure. And then Dane Cook was like big when I was in middle
Same.
school.
My
too.
mom bought all of his albums. I was on my iPod Nano when I first got it. I listened to. That was like my first
He
comedy
changed the game,
experience.
that guy. You know, like he really just brought so much to the stage that like.
Did you see my story? That I thought I was opening for Dane
No.
Cook. I got pranked. It was.
Oh, I think I saw.
Yeah. So it was. I'm not gonna say who, but who pranked me. But it was an April Fool's joke a week
Right.
after April Fool's, and like I messaged the producer, and like he confirmed it.
Yeah, 'cause we
and
found
like,
out in Nashville at like 3 a.m. So
Like-
he's like, guys.
and like he confirmed it, said it was real, and I'm like, all right, cool. And then I made a story about it, and like told family members, and like it was. I'm all for a good prank, but like
family members.
Yeah.
I'm all for a good
Guys,
prank.
I made it.
But it was just I don't know. I'm all for a good prank, but it was just like and he let it run on for like 3-4 days. Like he saw messages that I was sending him and then just didn't respond. And I'm like, dude, I'm a new comic, dude. Like of course I'm gonna fall for that when you confirm it. Like if you would have like confirmed it and then like been like, nah, it's a joke, dude. Whatever. Like okay, cool. That would have been like that's. But like I don't know. I
Wait,
thought,
did you actually show up?
No, I bailed. The show is supposed to be next Friday. I bailed.
Okay.
I said I'm good. I got butthurt about it. I really did, and also I messaged a couple other more experienced comedians, and they said if somebody fucked around with me like that, I'd bail too.
Yeah.
That was the reason I bailed, was because two pretty significant Chicago comics were like, nah, fuck that, dude.
Yeah,
When I first
taking
saw the
advantage of
flyer
people,
too, I was
you
like,
know?
why is
Right.
it typing so small? Like I can barely read
Yeah,
anything.
he's like, honestly, I didn't say anything, but the flyer looked like shit. So it's like, I'm like, it did, but like, yeah, I don't know. So yeah, full disclosure, guys, I got pranked and not opening for Dane Cook, but I will one day. Watch me.
He dies next week.
Damn.
Okay, so two more. Brian Regan, I think that goes like without explanation. And Bill Burr, I remember his first special, Why Do I Do This, with the blue curtain. I would argue that's one of the best specials ever.
When he still had hair and all that. Yeah.
Because like you could tell that this is a guy who's been doing comedy for so long and hasn't gotten his break yet, and he's like a little bitter about it. But now he's finally getting a chance to show everyone what they've been missing, and he fucking nails it. He just brings that energy to the stage, and it's just he's unstoppable.
And now he's helping out other comedians. Like he's got his
Comedians.
yeah. But like
Fucking commies.
He had his own special. Like he didn't even do any comedy on. He just brought other comedians on.
Right.
And I was like, this is kind of dope for like I don't know, like a showcase, but it's like it's actually aired.
Yeah, he's a very good guy. Like despite the anger that he displays on a constant
I
basis.
just love how his anger is hilarious. You know,
Yeah.
it's just Bill Burr's like I was telling you before. Him and Kevin Hart are my alternates. Like I don't know which.
Keith Robertson. I found out I really like Keith Robertson a lot. Listening back at him,
Who's that?
he's a black guy who basically was on a Tough Crowd, all that kind of stuff. Big New York comedian, but he had a stroke and kind of.
Oh.
Yeah, he was going high and then basically had a stroke and then plateaued and was no longer famous. Yeah.
I had a stroke last summer.
I stroked
Did you really?
myself.
I did.
Like a legitimate stroke?
Yeah, it was like a bacterial infection that got
Fuck.
into a
Damn.
toothache.
Jesus,
Yeah, it was super random. Yeah.
it's not gonna reoccur, is it?
They say that the chances of it happening again, since it has happened, are higher, but there's also a chance of nothing ever happening
So it's
again.
basically a stroke of luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
My Mount Rushmore is Shane Gillis, Ron White, Kevin Hart, and Mitch Hedberg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shane Gill, because I feel like Mount Rushmore is like your foundation, like where
Yeah.
Well,
you
the
got your
reason he's
most
in there is
influence.
because he's the reason I started doing comedy.
Okay. there you go.
That's why.
Yeah.
But if he wasn't on there, I'd say Dane Cook was up there. I took him off because of the fact that I go to listen to the stuff I loved when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Now, and it's just like it's like I wouldn't say cringy, but it's just yelling. I mean, it was funny as shit. I'm not gonna discount the fact that he was one of the biggest comics for 8 years, pretty much.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, he was great, but like,
the Dane Cook era.
yeah, literally,
Really
yeah.
was.
Torgasm.
Yeah, yeah, that was actually my Xbox nickname was Torgasm, not Tourgasm, but yeah, for a while,
Torgasm.
yeah,
Nice.
it was great, yeah,
A little smart.
yeah,
Proud of that one. Yeah.
that's how I made my kids Torgasms. You got anything else there, buddy?
No, just your show on the Mace Herd.
What?
May 3rd.
Oh,
Yeah.
you said me, sir.
Sorry, I didn't put me on the spot. God damn it.
He had a beer. Well, actually, that's 2 beers.
Yeah, 9.5. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, now that we've covered everything, thank you so much for driving out here. I appreciate
thanks
it.
for having me, man.
Yeah, I would love to have you back.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like we definitely have a lot more to cover.
For sure.
Yeah,
this was
so
fun.
yeah, that is it, guys. Thank you so much for listening to Torgy Talk, and we'll be back next. Oh, Jesus, starting to talk like Jack, fucking mouthful of marbles. And we'll be back next week with another guest and another episode of Torgy Talk. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Torgy Talk. Torgy Talk. Torgy Talk. Torgy Talk. This episode was brought to you by Fat Candle Company. That's right. You've made it to the point where we're going to give you a discount code for your order at fatcandlecompany.com. So yeah, go ahead, go to fatcandlecompany.com. Use the promo code FATTORGY. That's FATTORGY at checkout, and you'll get yourself 10% off your order. Once again, that's FATTORGY FATTORGY at the checkout to get yourself 10% off. fatcandlecompany.com.